My name's Colin. I'm the shop manager and team lead at Green Ventures Landscape Care, and I'm going to show you how to do spring maintenance on your lawnmower. Before servicing your machine for spring, you want to make sure that you properly lock out your equipment for safety purposes. So what I'm going to do here is pull the spark plug boot out, and that prevents any potential, energy of it starting up on you if any other, system fail. So right here, I'm going to replace the spark plug. And as I'm taking it out, I'm going to ensure there's no damage to it, which would cause any further maintenance to the machine. And then I'm going to put a new spark plug in there. You thread it in first. And I'm not going to attach the boot, so I can still keep it locked out while I'm doing my other maintenance work. Next, we are going to check the quality of the air filter. Just pop the cover off, and the air filter is right in here. And you want to make sure that there's no gas, there's no debris. Here we will change it out. As you see, there has been some, gas when it was wet, and there's been, debris in there that's kind of stuck to it. We like to start fresh each year. Also, check the inside of the cover too for any dirt. We'll give this a blow off so we don't, dirty the existing new filter. Next, I'm removing the air filter housing. You don't have to do this all the time, but this allows us cleaner access to the carburetor. And what I'm doing is going to check for any buildup of bad gas or debris at the bottom of the carburetor. So I'm taking the choke off here. And having bad gas or any debris build up in the bottom of the carburetor can prevent the engine from actually properly running. Each year we do this, and we have 0 carburetor issues at least. So when I'm going to drain the gas when I crack this 10mm bolt. Make sure over here that your gas is actually turned off, or if you don't have a shut off, take a pair of vice grips and pinch it. Ensure you wear the proper PPE, as in gloves, safety glasses. Okay, so I'm looking in the bottom of the bowl. There's nothing there. It looks actually, well, there's a little bit in the corner, so we'll clean that out. And same up here. Make sure there's nothing up in the float, which there was a little bit there too. Next, we're going to spray out your carburetor. Just get all that dirt and gunk out, any buildup. I'm using a can of brake cleaner, but you can also use a carb cleaner. And then feel free to blow it out with an air wand after. Make sure to catch all the fluids that come out of it on your rag or your oil pan. And when you put it back on, make sure that you're not pinching, or the gasket for the carburetor is misseated, otherwise you will lose your fuel everywhere when you turn it back on. So insert your bolt back. And here for this, I wouldn't use any kind of power tools. Use a wrench. You don't want to over tighten it. It just takes a little snug up. And then we'll put it back together. So next, put it back together the same way you took it apart. Make sure all the gaskets go back in place. You don't want to miss a gasket, otherwise you'll have too much air leaking into the engine, and it could, in result, have a irregular RPM, or it might not even work at all. After you put everything back together, put in your new air filter and replace the cover. Next, we're going to remove the blades so we can properly sharpen them. Before going in here and touching your blades, make sure you are still properly locked out to prevent further injury to yourself. In this case, it's a 9/16. I hold the blade so it doesn't turn on me. Take the blade off and make sure you put your hardware in a safe place. So I'm going to put the blade in the vise. Always check with your owner's manual on how to properly sharpen your blade. In this case, we keep all our blades roughly around a 30-degree angle. So we're going to spray these bolts with any kind of your choice of lubricant to ensure they come out next time easily. Put your bolts in first. If you're using a power tool, make sure you start them off by hand so you don't accidentally cross thread. And then about 60 foot-pounds of torque is good for that. Next, we're going to change the oil in your mower. The oil change intervals vary per manufacturer. Some say you don't have to change the oil at all. Some say you change them every 10 hours. So please refer to your owner's manual of your unit. As for a Honda here, they make it very easy. All you do is you pull your dipstick out. Grab the oil pan, put it right up to here, on the other side of your mower, and you're pretty much just dumping your oil out. Where other mowers, you might have a drain plug at the bottom of your mower on the underside, as like Briggs & Stratton. Now that we've finished our basic lawnmower maintenance, we want to turn the fuel back on or release your vice grips. Before we start it, and we want to make sure that there's no fuel leaking from the carb to make sure that's actually on properly. And then once everything's verified and you're happy with the work that you've done, you can plug your spark plug back in.